Okay, not great news about this guy. He stands at D. Plus. This guy flashes some red flags that you really need to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's all about action, not just big talk. He believes in working hard and sticking to his tasks. So if he sets his mind to something, he will put in the effort and routine to get it done. His success will come from persistence, not from charm or clever thinking.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong, he is likely to react very strongly, maybe with anger or frustration, sometimes even lashing out at others. He finds it hard to just brush off setbacks and can be quick to blame or snap when things don't go his way. It's tough for him to pick himself up and move on easily.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
Most people at work will find him difficult to get along with. Even though he's polite on the surface, his temper can flare up quickly and he can come across as cold or uncaring. It's more likely that coworkers tolerate him rather than truly like him.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he is more likely to feel uncomfortable and even threatened rather than proud. He may not show open jealousy, but you'll notice small, sharp remarks or cold behavior. At times, he could get frustrated or lose his temper easily over unrelated things.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, he's very likely to resent you or feel insecure if you earn more than him. Even if he doesn't say it out loud, you may notice him acting colder or picking fights over small things. This can make things uncomfortable at home with tension bubbling just beneath the surface.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is very careful with money and doesn't spend without thinking. He likes to plan, save, and stick to a budget, often double checking details before making any purchase. You won't catch him making impulsive decisions or wasting money on things that aren't needed.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives well within his means and never pretends to be richer than he actually is. He believes in saving and keeping things in order, so he won't spend just to show off or impress others. He would rather miss out on luxuries than get into debt or put himself at risk financially.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is tight both with money and his way of thinking. It's hard for him to share freely, whether it's spending a bit extra on family treats or showing warmth in small ways. He'll prioritize savings and routine, even if it means missing out on special moments.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is more likely to be secretive and controlling when it comes to money. While he keeps things organized, he may not always share the full picture, and you could find yourself out of the loop about important decisions. He likes things done his way and can get upset if you spend without asking.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's the type who will most likely believe that housework is your job, not something to be shared fairly. Even if he's hardworking in his own field, he'll expect you to manage most of the chores at home and might not offer much help or appreciation. If equal partnership at home is important to you, you may often feel unsupported.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to supervise or give instructions from the side rather than actually helping with chores or diapers. You might see him point out what needs to be done or correct how you do things, but getting his own hands dirty is not his style. If you're hoping for a true teammate at home, you might end up feeling frustrated or alone with your responsibilities.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's much more likely to argue and prove he's right than to try and understand your side. When you share your feelings or concerns, he'll focus on winning the argument instead of listening or finding a solution together. You may feel ignored or dismissed, as he can be quick to talk over you, insist his way is best, or brush off your point of view.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he gets angry, he often crosses the line and says hurtful things or acts in an aggressive way. His temper runs high and he can lash out with sharp words, insults, or even shouting. Sometimes his anger might show in cold silence or slamming things around.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he does get angry very quickly, sometimes over small things that don't seem important to you. This isn't just a little irritation, it can turn into strong outbursts or harsh words. It can lead to fear, stress, and unhappiness in the relationship.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He struggles to say sorry and rarely takes real responsibility for his mistakes. Most of the time, he will find a way to blame you or someone else instead of admitting he was wrong. A partner who cannot own up to their actions can make a relationship very hard and lonely.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He is likely to struggle with respecting your boundaries, especially when he wants things his way. If you say no, he might push back, argue, or try to pressure you instead of stopping and listening to your feelings. He may make you feel guilty or brush off your needs, thinking his wishes should come first.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he's likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of being understanding, he might react with frustration, hurtful comments, or even silent treatment, making you feel guilty for saying no. You deserve someone who respects your comfort without taking it as a personal insult.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
With him, you may not always feel safe that your private moments will be respected. If he gets upset or wants to win an argument, there's a chance he could bring up personal things you shared together just to hurt or embarrass you. If you doubt this, it's wise to step back and think carefully.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He tends to be strict and focused on routine, so he's not the type that easily chases after other women or gets distracted by outside attention. Loyalty in the traditional sense is likely, as he values control and keeping things in order. However, don't expect much warmth or emotional closeness. His faithfulness may come from habit and principles rather than deep feelings for you.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he's the type who can be overpossessive, acting jealous, controlling, or even suspicious without good reason. He might question where you go, who you talk to, or check up on you often. This kind of behavior is not about caring, it's about wanting control.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, in his case, what may seem like protectiveness is really just a way of being controlling. He might say he worries about your safety or wants the best for you, but underneath, he's more interested in making sure things go his way. If protectiveness feels heavy and makes you shrink, it's really control in disguise.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will most likely expect you to do most of the parenting work. Even though he might demand things go a certain way or step in to enforce rules, the everyday care, comfort, and planning will fall on your shoulders. This can leave you feeling overwhelmed and underappreciated.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is much more likely to lose his temper than stay calm. His patience runs out quickly, and small mistakes can lead to harsh words, yelling, or even threats of punishment. Children need steady guidance, not fear.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is not likely to support your role as both a mother and your own person. While he may expect you to handle all the responsibilities at home and with the kids, he rarely gives you space or encouragement to grow as an individual or pursue your own interests. Over time, you might feel like you're losing yourself in the routine, with little support or understanding from him as a partner.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he's the kind of man who might support your career at first, but later expect you to quit once you have a child. He may seem okay with you working now, but his focus on control and strict rules means he's likely to change after the baby comes. If your independence and career matter to you, be aware. His true expectations may only come out when your family grows.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is more likely to act polite on the surface rather than show real warmth to your parents. He will use good manners when they visit, but his kindness may feel formal or distant without genuine affection or care. True warmth and easy bonding are not his strengths. He is more likely to expect your family to change for him rather than make an effort to adjust himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's more likely to make things worse than handle it calmly. When upset, he can react with sharp words, irritation, or even sudden outbursts, which can increase tension instead of easing it. You may often find yourself in the middle trying to keep the peace on your own.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is the kind of man who may act modern with you in private, but expect you to be the perfect, traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. Around family, he's likely to want you to dress, speak, and behave in ways that fit old fashioned expectations, even if he's different at home. You might find yourself under pressure to impress or follow rules at family gatherings while he holds back from backing you up.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or even side with his family rather than support you. He avoids taking your side in front of his relatives and may expect you to adjust and keep the peace, even if it feels unfair to you. You could end up feeling alone with no one to stand up for you when problems arise.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He is likely to act like a mummy's boy, often putting his mother's wishes above yours. In a conflict with his mother, he will almost always take her side or avoid getting involved rather than stand up for you. It's important to know that everyone deserves a partner who stands by them and treats them as a true equal.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He may feel closer to them than to you when it comes to discussing problems, turning to them for support or advice instead of working things out together. A healthy relationship needs respect for privacy and loyalty to each other first.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, overall, this guy stands at D. Plus. Some of these red flags can really become a big deal. You've got to be very careful here. Being in a relationship with this man, day in and day out, can feel heavy and draining. While things may look organized and steady from the outside, you'll likely sense a lack of warmth, kindness, and true partnership in daily life.